Do you want to be whisked away to a tropical island? Well, today you're going to get a taste as we make this gorgeous, luscious double coconut cream pie. Oh yeah, baby.
I'm Greg, and you're watching The Slice. This sweet treat is a coconut lover's delight. For the filling, shredded coconut is folded into a creamy coconut milk custard, then the whole thing is finished with silky whipped cream and toasted coconut piled on top.
There is no substitute for homemade pie dough. We call it pâte brisée in the test kitchen. That's the fancy French term. And it may be easier to make than you think if you've never tried it. It starts with flour and a food processor, and watch how simple this is.
Pulse together 2.5 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon granulated sugar, and 1.5 teaspoons kosher salt.
Just 5 or 10 seconds so that they get incorporated. Super easy here.
Add 2 sticks of cold unsalted butter cut into cubes and pulse until the mixture resembles course meal.
Now the real risk you run here is over mixing, not under mixing. So err on the side of under. You can always pulse a few more times. I like to check. There's still some pretty big butter clumps here, so I'm going to give it a few more pulses before we carry on with our liquid. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Easy, easy, easy. Okay. Now, ice cold water, but you don't want any ice in your pie dough, because if you do, that is going to create a huge hole in your crust, and then all your filling is going to spill into the bottom of your pie. All right, this is going to be enough for a double crust pie, but this recipe is a single crust, so I'm going to freeze half of it for later. It'll freeze beautifully for up to a few months. For a double crust pie like this, it can take anywhere from 4 to 8 tablespoons of ice cold water. It really just depends. I'm going to check it. This is the squeeze test, as we call it. If you squeeze it between your fingers and it holds, see, that's holding. Still crumbly when you break into it, but it's holding that shape, and that tells me there's plenty of water already, so I'm going to stop there. Now you could certainly be fussy and measure out exactly or weigh out exactly half of the dough for each disc. I'm just going to eyeball it. This is not an exact science when it comes to division. All right, just going to eyeball this here, 2 mounds. Be careful when you're working with your hands. That blade is sharp at the bottom of the machine. Early in my culinary career, I found out the hard way and the painful way how sharp these blades really are. So do be careful. I'm just going to make sure this is about even. You can use the plastic wrap to sort of help you bring it together. I think that's about even. Right, so super simple. Just gather it up into a bundle, like so, and just give it a squeeze and a press. You do not have to be gentle here. Same with this other bundle, just press. Now this is still looking pretty dry. You're probably thinking this is never gonna work. Guess what? It will, I promise. You're gonna chill it, and we're also gonna give it a pre-roll here, so watch. Once you've got your bundle, do a nice wrap. You want the wrap a little loose here because we're actually gonna roll it out a bit, so you need a little extra room. If you wrap it really tight at this stage, it's just gonna burst open and you're gonna have pie dough spilling out. And I'm rolling this flat and as thin as I can now because it will chill faster that way, and it'll also be easier to roll out later. Since this is a round pie, we want a round-ish disc. And this is that beautiful butter marbling. I don't know how well you can see that, but you see all those little bits of butter studded throughout that dough. That's exactly what you're looking for. That's gonna give you that beautiful, flaky, bubbly, tender crust when the pie's done. Okay, number 2, same thing. And that's 2 beautiful marbled discs of dough. I'm gonna pop one in the freezer to use later, and one in the fridge that we're gonna be using in just a few minutes. It'll need about 30 minutes in the fridge, but you could leave it in there for up to a day or 2. After that, it starts to turn gray. So if you're not gonna use it right away, just chuck it in the freezer.
Preheat your oven to 375 degrees.
I have this beautifully chilled dough here, and now we need to roll it out for our pie plate.
On a lightly floured work surface, roll out your dough into about a 13-inch circle.
You want about 1 inch of overhang on your pie plate, so I just take the plate and place it right over, and it's about the size of the plate right now, so I know I need to go another 1.5 to 2 inches maybe. Rotate your dough as you work. This will also ensure that it's not sticking to the bottom. If it's feeling like it's starting to stick, Don't just yank it back, you're gonna tear it. Take something like an offset spatula like this and just run it under that dough, and that'll help you lift it right up, and then you can just sort of gently fold it back, get more flour down there to prevent any stickage. All right, that's looking good, so I'm gonna stop rolling it out there. I usually just lift it up with my hands, which you can do if you have a good dough and you're confident. But let me show you how to roll it up on a pin if you're a little more nervous. And see how there's some excess flour there? I actually do wanna brush that off, because if there's too much flour there, you're gonna get this sort of unpleasant floury taste on the bottom of your crust. So just roll it up gently on the pin. You're not applying any pressure at this point because you don't want the dough to stick to itself. And I'm just brushing off all that excess flour. Et voila, that's that easy. And just like this, drape it over one edge, leaving about a 1-inch overhang. And then very lightly and loosely unfurl. Just give it a little bit of a lift at the edges so that you get right into those corners. I do love a glass baking dish because I find that you get good color on the bottom and a nice cook. You could certainly use ceramic, metal, whatever kind of pie plate you have at home is just fine. Now we do the fold and tuck right to the outer edge of the pie plate. So just fold and tuck, working quickly again. This is a chilled dough and we want to keep it chilled. The warmer it gets, the higher risk of losing the shape. Now if it does get too warm, you can always pop it right back in the fridge at this stage and let it firm up again. And now to blind bake. I'm a parchment crumpler, I always have been. I find that it helps you to get the pie weights or the beans or whatever you're using into absolutely every corner of the pie. So just crumple it up, open it back up, and then whatever you have for weights. I'm using green lentils today. You could also use rice or any kind of dried bean, and you can use them over and over and over again. And I like to go really full. I'm gonna use the whole jar. And then just sort of work them into your edges, just to make sure you don't get any air pockets that create big bubbles of dough or anything.
Blind bake until the bottom of the crust is dry. That'll take about 30 to 35 minutes. Remove the pie weights and parchment and continue baking until golden brown all over. To make the custard, combine half a cup of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt in a medium saucepan.
We just want these combined evenly before we add our wet.
Whisk in 2½ cups of coconut milk and cook over medium-high heat, stirring constantly until thick and bubbly.
And really get into those corners with your whisk because it's gonna start setting up in those corners first. So if you don't really get in there, you might have some lumps on those edges. We're at a vigorous boil here now. It's thickening beautifully. Now we temper our egg yolks.
Slowly add some of the coconut milk mixture in a steady stream, whisking constantly until incorporated. Then return the tempered egg mixture to the pan.
Get your tempered egg yolks fully mixed in, and then we just crank this back up and return it to a boil for about a minute. We're not gonna hold back now with this custard, so we're gonna add some unsalted butter at room temperature. Incorporate 1 tablespoon at a time, just bringing this temperature down slowly and melting the butter to incorporate. Whisk, whisk, whisk. We've got 1 more tablespoon of butter. You want each tablespoon of butter to melt and incorporate before you add the next so that you keep this beautifully emulsified custard. And we also want to amp up that tropical coconut flavor, so some shredded coconut goes in.
Whisk in 1 cup of sweetened shredded coconut.
And that's it. Pretty simple, right? This just needs to chill for about 10 minutes before we pour it into our baked and cooled crust. The custard is cooled slightly, and the pie crust that's been blind baked is completely cool. Beautiful dough. And I'm just gonna pour this right in. Now you may be thinking this looks pretty loose right now, and it does, but guess what? This is gonna chill in the fridge now, and that fridge period is gonna let it set up completely. One more tip, anytime you're doing a custard or a pudding or something of that nature, they have a tendency to form an unpleasant crust, or a skin if you will, if you just chill them straight away, so I cover with plastic wrap and press it right onto the surface of your custard. That way, you have no unpleasant skin on top. This is ready for the fridge and almost ready to eat. The last bit of work before we get to assembling and eating this delicious pie is to make our whipped cream. And if you've been watching the show, you know I always like to do this by hand.
In a large bowl, whisk 1½ cups of cold, heavy whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of confectioner sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract.
You could certainly do this with a handheld mixer or a stand mixer if you don't want to do it by hand. If your entire body is shaking, you're doing it wrong. Everything's in the wrist. You can also turn the bowl as you go. That helps. I'm using a towel under it. It just helps anchor the bowl so it's not sliding all over the countertop. The key here is not to go too far. It's another reason I like to do it by hand. I find in a machine, it can go from silky peaks to overbeaten very quickly. And if you beat it long enough, you'll have butter. But we're not making butter today. And see if we hold a peak here. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's holding a nice, you can even see it on the whisk there, holding that little peak. That's it, time to grab the chilled pie. There she is. Now if you wanted to be fancy, you could certainly put your whipped cream into a piping bag with a star tip or something like that. I like the sort of rustic, casual vibe on a pie especially. Okay, let's go. I'm going to pile it right up to the center because it'll spread out as you top it. Oh yeah. And you can just, if you want, give it a little bit of a swirl and a twirl and a whatever. Hey, not bad. I'm going to stop right there. And for a final little flourish, some toasted coconut, same as we used in the filling, but toasted in the oven until it's crispy, crunchy, and beautiful golden brown. I don't want too much on top, so I'm gonna serve the rest on the side. And there you have it, a gorgeous double coconut cream pie. Sweet, chewy coconut, creamy custard, and a flaky, buttery crust. This is a taste of paradise in a slice. Mm-hmm.